And we're starting this podcast, and normally John starts it, but this is not a regular
No,
Comics
no, no,
Dash
no,
podcast.
no. You need to let me
It's not.
intro us.
It's not. It's just,
Alex,
I'm sorry.
you
I'm
ruined
sorry, John, but
Alex, you're ruining my bit. Seriously,
I'm
I had a
I'm
bit planned for the beginning of
uh,
this show, and I wasn't even going to do the normal intro, and now here we
uh,
are.
Let's
well,
pretend I'm gonna cut all the bullshit and you can do the thing you had planned.
but we all know that's
Hello,
not gonna happen.
hello, and welcome to episode 64 of We the Nerdies. Oh shit, I forgot the name. I was really clever.
You fucking suck.
All right, I'm taking this. I'm sorry.
No. Hello
uh,
and welcome to episode 64 of We the Nerdies, a Swift Dash podcast. That was the name of it, right?
That was the
name I
worst thing
came up
you've
with.
ever done. We did 3
Wow.
takes for that.
Wow. I was ready to try something new
Here's
and
the thing,
be
though. We are trying something new. We're not the Comics Dash anymore. We're the Swift Dash. Get it? It's like a Swift Dash. It's quick, but also it's because
Like
we're
Sonic.
now the number one Taylor Swift podcast.
Oh,
on
I
the
can talk about
internet.
Sonic. Awesome.
I don't want to talk about Sonic. It'll make me very sad.
Hey, fuck you.
How rude.
Hi, everybody.
I played
Hey,
like four. I
um,
played like four levels of Sonic Mania and like half of one of them.
Yeah,
I
I
listened
played 8
to
hours of
most
that
of the
fucking
game while
game.
doing dishes and had just a giant erection.
Yeah, that's the way. I'm pretty sure it's the combination of dishes and Sonic Mania. There's actually a warning label on dishes now that if you combine the Sonic Mania, it may give erection. So
It's
That's
true.
hot.
I printed some off and put them
yeah,
on my dishes, and then I
Mhm.
scrubbed them off, and they're in the
yeah.
sink, and they're clogging the sink, and my life is a cartoon mess. Hi, everyone.
Mhm.
Hey, how's it
Welcome to
going?
the Swift Dash podcast.
Yeah,
Thank
welcome to the
you.
Swift Dash podcast. Thanks for
we're
being here for the
rebranding.
previous 63 episodes, all about Swift
64.
things.
There honestly hasn't been much to talk about for a while, but now there is because the new single came out Thursday evening.
Yeah,
So
it's true.
5 days, 4 days before
Mhm.
you were hearing this. We all
Taylor
listened to
Swift
it.
released a new song.
Yes. And we figured that because we've talked about Taylor Swift on this podcast before, we
A
would
lot.
be, yeah, probably more than we should have. Like, it's
Definitely more.
weird.
Shameful amounts.
Yeah,
I wouldn't say
that's
shameful. I mean, I'm gonna later
Shameful.
compare this Taylor Swift song to Taco Bell, but I'm not ashamed of it.
Oh, okay. Yeah. You're
Well-
so not ashamed of it. You fuckface.
who's not ashamed of Taco Bell? Let's be real. Let's go. Come on.
Hey, I ate
Wow,
Taco
that
Bell a
was
cards
couple
on the
days
table.
ago, and it wasn't that great.
Taco Bell is always great. I actually
I had a
haven't Taco Bell in a
quesarita,
while.
and I was like, I'm glad I got their fire sauce.
Look, just douse everything in their fire sauce. I had like in my fridge. I had it went over the summer. I had 2 glass containers of Taco Bell fire sauce, and I just put it on fucking everything, and it was. Amazing.
I have a bottle of it in my fridge right now because it goes really good in pasta sauce.
Oh yeah. I actually did not try that, but I imagine that's really good.
How dare you? It's great.
I mean, I don't eat that much pasta, to be honest.
I ate so much pasta today. I'm
But I
so
imagine
fat.
it's pretty good. Hey, we all are, except Alex. Alex is a supermodel.
Alex, why the fuck are you a supermodel?
It's because I was bitten by a radioactive supermodel as a child,
I buy that.
and
Let's
it
go
was
with
kind
that.
of scarring
That's
because I was in the hospital, and this like naked guy walks up and bites me. And you know
that's
what's crazy
It's got really
is that
weird.
he's walking around free, and I'm stuck in a bathroom in Newfoundland right now. So
What are you actually recording in a bathroom?
yeah, because I'm in a hotel room. I'm
I
on a
thought-
family vacation right
I
now.
thought when you said you were waiting for your family to vacate the bathroom, it was because you had to pee or something, not because you were going to record in a bathroom.
Oh no, and I do have to pee now that you mention it, but I will try to mute the mic, not pee. So
Please do more than try.
I like you both lots. I'm so glad we're doing this.
This is fun. We have a good time here.
It's great.
But anyways, let's talk about
Taylor Swift
Taylor
released a new
Swift.
song
It's called "Look What You
called
Made
"Look
Me
What
Do."
You Made Me Do."
It's the first single off of her new record, Reputation, which is out in 2 months. 2 months, right? October.
Yeah. So Taylor Swift was like, "There's Sonic, and then there's Shadow.
Ooh.
I want to be Shadow."
Oh my god, that is the
You
perfect
almost
thing.
made. I took a sip of my drink and you almost made me spit it out. Holy fuck!
Yeah.
She went Shadow the Hedgehog so hard with this song.
She really did.
And as an adult 28-year-old male, I really like it.
it has these weird. It harkens back to like early to mid 2000s pop punk that was like the shit I listened to in middle school and early high school. Like just lyrically and structurally and even musically in some ways it kind of feels like that, which is a complete tonal shift from 1984 or
1989.
1989. Wow, that was stupid.
How dare you?
1985 is the hit comic series.
I was thinking of a really shitty comic that I read. Oh
That's
no,
fair. It's a comic
yeah.
book podcast.
But
Ish.
well, we might talk about comics this episode. Who knows? We have a lot of things
Maybe.
we have a lot of things to get to. But yeah, I mean, it's a complete tonal departure from 1989 in that sense that it's like kind of dark and super fucking angsty.
It is.
I
Yeah.
really like it.
It's so wonderfully angsty.
And I will deny having said that after this episode is up, even though I've said it on an episode of the show, I've said it on Twitter, I've said it everywhere.
Yeah.
But I will deny having ever said that.
Because
that might be hard to
the
do.
thing though, is the chorus fucking sucks. Silence.
No,
The pre-chorus
I
is
disagree with
great. But
Yeah.
look what you made me do like 6 times in a row. Not good.
It kind of has a Britney Spears vibe to it, the chorus.
It actually totally does. I hadn't thought about that at all.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Alex.
Yeah, it's very Britney, and then the opening. I mean, the non-chorus, which I think is definitely the best part. It's got this great staccato going on that is just like it's like little daggers, which is kind of angsty too. So it kind of fits that, which I like.
I like the chorus. I think that like I get the repetition point that it can be grating, but I think that there's something very sinister about it.
Yes, the first time.
I mean, and even afterwards, I think
it gets boring. That was my problem with 1989. Is a lot of her choruses were just too repetitive in that album.
The chorus on Style is fucking great. Don't at me.
I'm more like thinking like Out of the Woods or Welcome to New York.
Comics Podcast, because
I really like the
to you
chorus
guys.
of Welcome to New York, actually.
But she says it like 12 times or 14 times over the whole song. It's too many.
Okay,
interesting.
That's fair.
Too much
with
angst.
new words. There are new words. There are so many words in the English language.
Still a great song.
It's a great song. I'm just saying it's a problem with the song, and it's a problem with this song too.
Okay.
Chad is saying it's perfect.
I disagree. I don't think it's. I don't think it's
because Chad says it's perfect. Actually, our Twitter now is now called the Swift Dash Podcast. If you want to look that up, you don't have to. Just take my word for it. But we've rebranded. It's official. It's on Twitter. I mean, I can change it, but
you should totally.
I gotta hit edit.
No. Don't.
John's
gonna say something stupid.
The day this episode goes up, you should change. Like, don't change our handle. Keep our handle as
no.
Comics Podcast.
We have Comics Podcast.
Change the name to the Swift Dash Podcast, please.
I've already changed that when we started talking.
Swift and then 2 dashes. Like
okay.
No, you're lying. I just checked. Oh, you totally did. Holy shit! In between the time that I looked it up and I actually clicked on it, you made
bullshit.
No,
actually, I'm way too lazy to look at that up. I'm just gonna assume Alex is a wizard.
I am. It is confirmed.
David Blaine. He's a wizard too.
I mean, you can take a look at it.
Okay, so fuck, Sean just linked me to it. Oh, he fucking did. Oh, and the double dashes. This is the worst. Yep. Oh my god, I love it.
Yup.
Oh,
it's real good.
Alex, you're one of my favorite. I should buy you Lawbreakers too, but your PC sucks.
Yeah, it's called a Mac.
PC, it's a Mac.
It does in fact suck.
Anyways.
But yeah, I just the Comics Dash is currently it's limited edition, so if you want to see it, you probably have to see it soon. I'm not going to say when I'm going to turn that Swift Dash off. Maybe I'll never turn it off, but visit it and tweet at us. So.
Maybe we'll never stop talking about Taylor Swift on this show. No, it's.
I mean, it really predicates on like, is the new album going to be good? Because I'm a little worried if it's 10 songs that are like this. I don't know if I want 10 songs that are like the new one.
God, I really hope that it's 10 songs like
as much as I want Taylor Swift to get just fucked up angsty, I also don't.
You know, it's weird because most artists, I feel, they start off angsty and they kind of get more
mature.
less angsty, right? And Taylor Swift's just like, I'm be happy, but not really. Boyfriends suck, and then it's like angst right now. It's kind of cool. She's like having a reverse midlife crisis, like it's like a teen crisis, but she's not in her teens anymore, which I think is kind of fascinating.
No,
Yeah.
that's fair. Like, she's as old as I am, and I had my angst crisis quite a few years ago.
She's 8 years older than me, so
I was
Wow.
in my bedroom listening to Eminem with headphones on, and being like, "This guy gets me,"
no, he
and
doesn't.
now she's having that now.
That's how I felt about Linkin Park.
Anyways, Taylor Swift made a fucked up song.
Yeah.
It's good.
And
Listen.
it's nice to listen to. I haven't bought it yet. I don't know if you guys buy music in the
Fuck
first
no.
place.
I don't
But,
fucking buy
I'll
wait for
music.
the
What are you
album.
talking about?
Dude,
Or
I buy
are
CDs.
you guys gonna buy the album when it comes out?
No, I stream
Yes.
I pay $7.99 a month for a Spotify subscription. Why would I buy albums?
I buy
That's true.
albums.
It's true. At your comic book store.
I don't like Spotify. It's weird. I do buy them at my comic book store. This is true.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, all of us like the song, which,
I like it with caveats because it's not great. It's fine.
Here's the thing. This is the perfect segue into my Taco Bell analogy.
all
Oh,
right.
So-
fuck.
I love Taco Bell,
I know it's fucked up.
but
That's
thing
it.
is-
This is just a confession.
Yeah, I love
It's got
Taco Bell,
nothing to
and
do with
also
it. It's a
I
I
cry
have
for help.
pretentious
I
thoughts
love-
about everything, but
love-
the garbage food I put in my body.
I love Taco Bell and also Taylor Swift. That's not actually the end of the analogy. So whenever I go to Taco Bell, I'm like really excited, right? Because it's
Yeah.
Taco Bell,
Okay.
and it's
I'm-
exciting.
I
And then I eat it, and it tastes really good, and I'm just so happy.
Tastes
while
like dog food, you
while I'm
fucker.
sitting there shoving a burrito into my mouth, chugging a Mountain Dew, and then eating some chips. Like it's a good experience. It puts me in
Ish.
touch with it makes me feel more in touch with Middle America.
that's fair.
And- But then afterwards, I feel kind of bad about it. Like, oh, did I really just spend $15 on fucking Taco Bell? Was that like? There's a
You
sense
know
of
how much I spent
shame.
on Taco Bell last week? Like 3. I bought 1 quesarito, I got a water, and I got no sides.
Jesus Christ, you are a disappointment.
Because calories exist, Jean-Luc.
I mean, that's technically true. Alex just tweeted that quote. Thank you, Alex. Thank you.
Fuck. Stop being David Blaine, Alex. It's fucking me up.
Whenever I go to Taco
Um,
Bell, I'm really excited. At J_Alfet.
Yeah, I had to retweet that. Anyways, and then I feel kind of like garbage afterwards, right? Which is how I feel like with the songs. Like I listen to it, I'm like, oh fuck yeah, it's great, I love it. And then afterwards, I'm like, oh, I really shouldn't like this song. It's kind of not amazing and problematic in some weird ways, but also, man, I'm really fucking into this. And then I listen to it again, and it's the same cycle. And it's not like a cycle where I ever come out of the other end not like regretting the fact that I listened to the song or ate Taco Bell. It's always just that like I feel like I should be making better choices.
That's fair.
And then I eat Taco Bell again. Like, yeah,
God
no,
damn it.
I'm totally making the right choice right now.
It's like you're saying it out loud while you're ordering. You're like, I should make better choices. And the person talking was like, what? The taco, please.
no, actually, I rarely get actual tacos when I go to Taco Bell.
Quesarito.
The quesarito. The difficult thing for me is that to order things like that, I always have to say, and please don't put the beef on it. 'Cause I'm a
All right.
You don't want no beef, motherfucker.
Yeah, I
feel
mean, that's
really
true.
bad for that just now.
Like that. Yeah,
I'm gonna
but-
cut that.
you're not wrong. I don't want beef on my Taco Bell because I'm a vegetarian, and so I like it's difficult. I'm a little bit embarrassed when I walk up to the counter and I'm like, "Hey, can I have this taco?" But also don't put the meat on it because people always ask me questions and give me weird looks, and it's not worth it. So I usually just get I usually just get like burritos that come with no meat already, and so I do that. I usually just get burritos though, and get burritos, quesadillas, because those are easy to find without. The pinto bean dip is really good, especially if you get it.
Okay,
with
we're
the-
not gonna
just
fucking
chips.
talk about Taco Bell for 10 minutes. Holy shit.
I
Gonna put a stop to this,
I
and
actually
I'm-
haven't realized that we were going down that rabbit hole. So thanks,
Okay, we
Chad.
could.
We're gonna kill and
Dude.
eat this rabbit just to piss you off, Jean-Luc.
Anyways, comic
Anyways.
books.
New Taylor Swift song. It's really sinister. which is interesting because like the darkest song she's written prior to this is maybe like Mean, where it's like, you're a bully. That's horrible. How dare you be a bully? This is the album Speak Now, where I'm still a child. Shit's changed.
Yep.
It
Taylor's grown
has.
up, and by grown up I mean gone back to high school.
Yes. Yes.
You know what else is sinister?
Hmm.
Underwinter number 6.
Oh, we could talk about
Ooh.
Underwinter number 6. I really like that comic.
Yeah, so it's the final issue, and
For now.
I mean,
Ish.
for now, yeah, it's
He
true.
wants to bring it back, which really fucked me up when I saw that, because this is like the perfect Lovecraftian ending to this thing, so I kind of
Right.
don't want more.
But the thing is, you can just stop. You can read the first trade and be like, that's it. So,
well,
not that you will.
I kind of got the sense that it's more of an anthology series as opposed to like an ongoing series where we're following these same characters, right?
But he really talked about the characters a lot at the end.
Mm-hmm.
But the way he phrased it made it seem to me like this might be they may like pop up in the future, but this is kind of the end of their journey for the time being.
Yeah, I guess I'm rereading it now, and I have many plans for this book, and each volume unfolds the cursed world these helpless, hopeless characters came from will be revealed.
Yeah.
So that more characters.
Yes.
Yeah, so I'm wondering if it's the same characters different times in their life, or if it's just new characters.
I imagine we'll just
world.
get like loosely connected stories, like Lovecraftian horror stories. And honestly, like, I don't know how long that can last. Like, I don't see that, like, if every time it's a miniseries, I don't think it can be like 5 or 6 miniseries, but I would definitely be down for another like 12 issue. Like, if it's like every year we get 6 issues of Underwinter and it's the quality that these 6 issues were, then I'm kind of down for that.
That would be amazing.
As long as it's not like too samey. Because I think that Fox can definitely. There's a lot of room in Lovecraftian horror to experiment, I think, and the way that Fox has sort of found new ways to use the comic book medium as a vehicle to tell a Lovecraftian horror story really gives me a lot of hope for where this book is going in the future. Because it's clear that he's capable of telling fascinating stories through art and through writing that are just excellent at conveying Lovecraftian horror and the sort of themes that come along with that, without the racism.
That's nice.
Which is definitely an improvement.
No black cats named the N-word.
Yeah, I bought a collection of short stories by Lovecraft just this week actually, because it had a really nice cover and it was $5, and I was like, cool. And I don't recall it having that much racist overtones. Not really undertones.
No, Lovecraft was just hella fucking racist.
Yeah, because I haven't read Lovecraft in a while, and I was like, oh wow. Huh.
Yeah, that dude fucking sucks.
So here's the thing with Lovecraft, that I think there are two kinds of racism. There's hate and then there's fear. You fear the other versus you hate the other. And he was afraid. I don't know if that makes it better. It really, I mean, they're both horrible, and he's a horrible person because of it. But I feel like he was afraid of things he didn't understand so much that it inspired his work. Versus hating the
two. I understand what you're saying, but I think that the two are intertwined.
Probably.
And I don't want to get too deep into it because I don't want to bust out the literature that I've read for coursework. But like the fear and hatred kind of like feed one another. That it's. Oh God, I get to bring up Star Wars, and I'm so happy.
Oh, you cunt! How dare you make this about Star Wars?
There was no reason to bring up Taco Bell, and there was no reason to bring up Star Wars. Let me just say that.
In the Phantom Menace,
Go ahead, John.
In the Phantom Menace, Yoda says, "Fear leads to anger, anger leads to hate, hate right, and on and on. Hate leads to suffer. Hate leads to
suffering.
Suffer to the dark side." And he says that multiple times throughout the saga, and it's something that does hold true in real life, right? Like where something will start out more as fear than as hatred, but over time develop into.
I'm saying it helps me justify that I like Lovecraft.
The thing
is he's racist, but he's not. He's racist in a way where he's just a bitch instead of an awful human being like Donald Trump.
He still is an awful human being, right? Like
right, but there's different levels.
Sure,
He's
and
level
I
6, and he could be a level 10, and level 6 is less than level 10.
sure, and I understand where you're coming from with that, but the way that I've always rationalized enjoying the work of Lovecraft, like it's the same way that I've rationalized enjoying like Orson Scott Card novels in the past, right? Is
Sure.
that
Mhm.
a lot of it is part of it is that I was unaware of the context at the time that I initially read them, but that's not a real excuse. But it's more that like you can enjoy something and still acknowledge that it's highly problematic and that the person or people who created those things are awful and
Mhm.
still enjoy
Yes.
the work that they create, right? But
You need to
Yeah.
be able
but
to
where
separate the artist from the art.
you don't,
Which
yeah,
which I
which
agree with, but there are a couple exceptions where, I mean, there's what's his name, Mary Sue Man, Ray, uh, Max Landis, right?
oh, that
He
dude's a
wrote
bitch.
Superman American Alien, which is apparently an amazing graphic novel about
Yeah,
Superman, and I love Superman, and I've been to chapters. I've had in my hands like bookstores. I've probably had in my hands like 8 or 9 times, different visits, and I just keep putting it back.
yeah,
Also because it's like $30 here, but regardless. And it's just something like I know it's great, but and I know I do want to read it, but also it's like I'd rather not. Like
I refuse to pay
I'll pick
money
up
for
Jeff
that.
Lemire's new book instead.
I refuse to pay money for that book, and that's kind of difference. Like for me, like I feel like I'm pretty good about separating art from artist, but most of the time, like I don't know why I should bother when there's so many good comics and movies and novels and music out there that like why should I bother separating the art from the artist when there's so much other
Because
good media that I can
Dissection are a band, and they're great.
I I mean, right, and that's fair. Like if it's something that you really like it's you can't like taste is
Like,
entirely subjective and you can't really help that you like things. Like I've read plenty of articles about how problematic Taylor Swift is and I entirely agree with a lot of the points that they make. That doesn't
sure.
mean that I can acknowledge that and still like her music, right? And it's this like it's the same with like Orson Scott Card. Like I can acknowledge that that dude's a homophobic
Hmm.
dickbag and still think that and still like Ender's Game.
Hmm.
Um, where it breaks down for me is when people will just excuse them and say that you should separate art from the artist entirely, without acknowledging and being aware of the validity of like critiques, like race or gender critiques of or what have you. Like, there's a million things that you could put in there into the slot where I had race and gender, the critiques of the work. I think that it just requires an acknowledgement of those critiques to really kind of put you in the right. And I know that there's going to be some people that disagree with me, and that's fine. And personally, I try to avoid work like I don't. Like I'm not going to read a Max Landis book. Uh, I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna read a Nathan Edmondson book. I'm not like there's plenty of people. There's plenty of people that I will just like go out of my way to avoid because like
Hmm.
why should I bother really? Like
Yep.
I mean,
uh,
in an ideal world, you can separate them to an extent where you don't fund them. Like,
yeah,
I've listened to Ender's Game. I did not buy that book. I torrented it as
yeah.
an
Hmm.
Well,
audiobook because I don't
which
want to give that motherfucker money.
I own a
Which yeah.
copy of that book because my parents bought it before everyone knew he was an asshole.
Hmm.
Uh,
But
so,
I
I mean,
figure with like
but
Dissection,
yeah,
like the dude killed himself and the band doesn't exist. So if I buy the album, it just goes to the record company who gives a shit.
well, then you're just feeding the capitalist machine.
yeah.
Yeah,
Don't
but that
feed.
album is so good.
I mean, there's plenty of ways that you could rationalize liking problematic media, and I think that like
Hmm.
Yeah, it's like the
I don't
best
think
black metal album ever.
I don't think that like persecuting people based on the fact that they like fucking everyone liked loves Joss Whedon. Turns out that dude's also an asshole. Like
Yep.
Yeah,
he
fucking big surprise. The big Hollywood dude fucked around on his wife.
Hmm.
yeah, and was
And
like a
I mean,
serial
I'm still
harasser. Like
at the same time, I'm definitely gonna watch Batgirl because as a filmmaker, I think Joss Whedon is really
man,
great.
I feel like that's going to add some really shitty undertones to that movie, though. Like
Yeah.
just the
No,
fact
it
that
will.
like now it feels like it's going to be completely colored by by knowing the fact that that dude like kind of
Hmm.
abused his position of power to
Yeah.
have incredibly inappropriate relationships with women that were coercive
Yeah.
and
I feel
abusive
like
in
if
some
we
ways.
care about every little thing like this, we'll forget about things that are important, like family and friends and cats and comic
And Taco
books
Bell. Gotcha,
Taco
Sean.
Bell.
Yeah, no, and that's fair.
John
But
Luke's opinion on Taco Bell.
my opinion on Taco Bell is very important. I'll have you
Don't
I-
add him because I
I
already
only have
have.
so many fucks to give.
know.
Is really where this ends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, if you're gonna get about everything, you're just gonna live a miserable life, right?
I don't know. I think that there are plenty of people that are making stuff that aren't shitty people, right?
No. Yeah,
I mean,
totally.
ideally, but no one is perfect, which is
Except
not
the
to
three of
say
us.
that what
but-
the fucked up things people do aren't fucked up, but I'm just saying if your status is like, oh, they have to be a 10 out of 10 person, or I won't like
Yeah.
their work, you're gonna
Yeah.
be miserable.
Right.
Oh,
but
for sure.
the not everyone is perfect defense only goes so far, right? Like obviously not everyone is perfect and people are going to have flaws because we're human. But Woody Allen also didn't have to marry his daughter. Like
Oh shit,
Wait,
that
what?
happened. Stepdaughter. But
Oh
no,
yeah, no.
whatever,
Okay,
stepdaughter.
you had
But
the
what-
step,
it's-
and that's familiar now.
Yeah. Like
stepdaughter. That's okay.
yeah, no, perfectly fine. That changes everything.
Yeah.
No, like it's stuff like that. Like
It's
know,
like
some
Midnight
people
in
are gonna
Paris
have fun-
is
like,
one of my
someone-
top 5 favorite movies, and
yeah.
I don't like Woody Allen as a person, but the art that he created, it's
Right.
it's.
But like
But also, it's very much a case by case subjective thing. Like there's just people who I will not support at all. Like if Mark Wahlberg makes a good movie, fuck him. I just don't like him.
fuck Mark Wahlberg, that dude.
Oh man, I really liked him in Ted.
Well, Ted's a bad movie. So
That's one with the teddy bear, right? Just to make sure we're on the
yes,
same page.
that is the
I
one.
can't even remember what fucking movie I'm talking about.
That is a bad,
Oh
it's a
my
bad
god.
movie.
Everybody, I've been drinking.
What a surprise! Chad was drinking.
Hey, shut up. People, I'm not always drunk, but when I am,
I
it's
I
'cause
never
I'm drunk.
said always, but you're
You implied it.
okay. That's,
Let's talk about a
that's
goddamn fucking comic book.
fair. Okay. What comic book do you want to talk about?
Oh man, we should probably. I kind of want to talk about Plastic, but I don't think anybody else read that.
I did.
Oh, you did.
I did.
You guys talk about
It got too fucked up for its own good, right?
It got really fucked up. But I was never gonna buy this in trade. I feel like I know you were very high on it. I was like I liked it, but the ending I was like, oh, okay. It didn't change much, but what did you think, Chad?
It reminds me of True Detective, where the first season is great because there's one fucked up character, and then the second season kind of sucks because every character is fucked up.
Oh yeah,
But this
'cause now
does this in
the
5
girl.
issues, where it's
Mhm.
like there's one fucked up character, now there's everyone's fucked up,
And so
and
do you
it
think
becomes
that-
a joke.
Is there gonna be another series? Do you think, or like?
Probably not.
I really hope not, because I don't think that they like doing the same thing would work. But like, just to address the ending, what's her name? The girl who's introduced in issue 3.
She
stops
calls
it.
herself Virginia at the end. I don't remember what her real name
Yeah.
is. She really was a horrible introduction to this book. She fucked everything up.
Yeah.
And I didn't even hate the dynamic she had with everybody, but she just got too deranged. Where it's like, really, there's two fucked up characters at the same time meeting each other in this fucked up mess?
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm supposed to believe that.
And I mean, like, was it? I don't know if it was. Because he didn't really do anything to make her deranged. I mean, she went through some shit, but I think that just awakened something. I don't think it was like a. Because there wasn't enough space in the 5 issues for anything to happen, right?
Right. She didn't have time to be developed.
Mhm.
And then she's really sad to see the guy go, even though he's horrible and killed a bunch of people in front of her in horrible ways. Like the sense of immersion just goes away.
Yeah. No, I feel that. So if it's stuck the landing, were you considering you were considering getting this in trade?
I'm honestly still kind of considering it just because I want to support the idea that like this is a really strange book, mostly in a good way, and I want to
Mhm.
support that financially. That this is a good thing to do. Let's do fucked up stuff with comic books.
Yeah.
It's cool. I want there to be more than just the norm. But this really did not stick the landing, and it really pisses me off that it did not.
Which is so important. Getting
Mhm.
getting the ending all good. Which Underwinter I think really did, which is great.
Oh god, we were talking about that, weren't we?
Yeah, we never actually talked about it. But I mean, is there anything new about Underwinter that other than we raved at? Because I think last time we spent a good time on that one.
Yeah, we always spend a lot of time talking about Underwinter, and I think like all that really needs to be said is it fucking stuck the landing, and
Mhm.
it
Yep.
knocked it out of the park. I think.
It's
Yep.
perfect Lovecraftian ending.
Please go
Yep.
buy this trade when it comes out. It's really fucking good.
It does 9-panel at the very end very well.
God, it does a 9-panel page that I was like, I didn't immediately want to punch a wall.
It's mostly just focusing on the eyeballs of people.
It's pretty gorgeous.
It's
though.
very spooky.
Yeah.
I do find it interesting that you guys are talking about okay, because I dropped plastic after like the second.
I know
or
you
third
did
issue.
because plastic. You didn't like plastic because it was fucked up.
I thought it was good. Totally not for me. I also find it astonishing that the same dude who wrote Plastic wrote the Hard Place #1 that came out this week, because it is there's nothing super wrong with the writing or art. In fact, I think there are elements of it that are very good. It is the most rote, overdone crime story introduction that I have ever read. Right?
Yeah, it's super boring. The artwork is really good. I love the artwork. It's got this big pop to it.
And the colors are great.
Yeah, and the character writing is fine. The dialogue is really good. The plot fucking sucks.
It's so and I don't know. I read it and I was like waiting for the demon to show up at the end. Right?
Yes, like fucking
like
Kill or Be Killed.
Yeah, what? Where is the supernatural twist here? Where is the hook? And there just isn't one. And I think that there's merit to books that are just, they're a good one of those, so to speak. But man, I don't want to read that. I've read so many crime stories where a dude gets out of prison on parole and wants to go straight, and then gets caught up in a one last job or gets put in a bad
it's called
situation.
American Gods.
Yeah, yes.
But not the comic.
That's a great comic. I was going to say that's a great comic book.
Every Fast and the Furious movie.
Oh god.
And I don't know. I could name a million. Well, I'm not going to say that because someone will challenge me to do it. I'm not going to do it. But you the point is that there's so many stories like that I don't really have any interest in reading another one, no matter how good it is.
It is really weird to go from Plastic, where everyone is 10 out of 10 fucked up, to Hard Place, where it's
everyone's
just
10 out of 10
generic
boring.
as shit. It's 5 out of 10, everybody. The same author is really is strange.
I do really want to watch Nick Rummel, the artist, because I really want to know what book he's doing next.
Great job.
Because I feel like the Hard Place is probably a mini.
Yes, I think it's another 5 issue.
Yeah. So, and if Nick Rummel and Charlie Kirchhoff, who does the colors, if those two move to another book together, it's a book that I'm going to be really interested in checking out. And honestly, I might
these people should have done fucking American Gods, because the artwork
right,
in American Gods was generic and awful.
They should have just written
great.
And also American Gods, the comic adaptation was written like garbage. Frankly, having if this creative team had just adapted American Gods into a comic, I'd be much more interested in reading that than this, which is maybe a little bit of double standard. But I will be interested in following those two, that art team, because they have a really distinctive style, and the colors pop in really cool ways. And Kirchhoff uses colors in kind of conventional ways, but he's really fucking good at it.
His flashback stuff is great.
Yes.
Like the grayscale with the giant red bold colors. And then even the gutters are kind of washed out versus the normal stuff where they're straight black. There's really good artwork in this book, and it sucks that the plot is so boring.
Yeah, it really does. I wish that I could sit here and rave about how much I liked this book, rather than saying, "Oh, I really liked a lot of things about this book, except this one thing that makes me not want to read any more of it." So,
what else came out this week?
A slew of good comics came out this week. There was Black Hammer, there was Redneck, there was Lazarus X+66.
I did not read that.
Nor did I.
There was Nightwing: The New Order.
Nightwing, yeah.
We could talk Nightwing.
You want to talk Nightwing?
Yeah, let's talk Nightwing.
Kyle Higgins wrote a better Secret Empire than fucking Secret Empire.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's not shit like that Marvel one.
Damn Marvel one.
Fuck you, Marvel.
Sorry, Marvel, but we're gonna at you. Actually, wait.
Please don't
I-
do that. Please don't
I'm
Yeah,
I'm
you
writing that
own the
quote.
Twitter right now, so that is under your control.
I beg of you, do not directly shit talk Marvel on our Twitter
Well, no,
account.
I already have 2 quotes. I need one by me now because I have a Chad quote and I have a Jean-Luc quote. So, you know. And also, if you go to our just a quick plug for @ComicsPodcast Twitter page. If you go to our background photo, it's a photo from the award-winning Speed Racer movie,
Yeah, I
where
noticed. I was
the
angry.
the title character Speed Racer is really
Is it?
pondering stuff.
It's Speed R Acer.
Yep.
Alex, you're the best person ever.
I don't think that's actually the name of the main character in Speed Racer, but I would like Speed Racer as a movie a whole lot more if that were the main character's name.
Oh my god. Everybody, I've been drinking Dual Soft. Thank you. Thank you so much.
The funny thing is, he actually didn't even properly tag you, which I find hilarious. No, he fixed it.
Alex, you're my favorite person right now.
I had to do
Um,
three different drafts on that quietly while this was going on. That's why I was kind of quiet during a hard place because like fuck, that's not that one. I didn't put the
you're really
dash.
quiet during a hard place where we were between a
Yep.
rock and a hard place. The rock was my penis.
It's true, but it's also hard place. So 2 for 1, right?
I'm
Hopefully.
pouring more booze in a glass and I have no idea why.
Okay, let's talk about Nightwing: The New Order.
Yeah.
Though.
So
Yeah, this
It-
motherfucker.
just talking about comparing it to whatever that Marvel event was that we
Secret
started reading.
Empire.
The shitty
Secret
one.
Empire. We like Marvel too. They just don't make good books.
Hey, they make like 3 great Star Wars books. What are you talking about?
No, they don't. They make 3 shitty Star Wars books. Your opinions are garbage.
No, Dr. Aphra is really good, and the mainline Star Wars book is really
I
good.
hear Dr. Afro's good.
Darth
But if she was
Vader
Dr.
sucked, and the
Afro,
other
I'd be
ones I've
much
read
like it'd be
sucked.
much cooler. Dr. Afro.
I'm trying to be more positive. Hi, everyone.
So I would like Alex to finish the point before I.
Yeah, so Secret Empire is talking about it spent this whole time being like Captain America's evil, oh my god. And the great thing about this book is that, you know, this is an Elseworlds tale, right? This isn't in continuity at all, right?
No.
Which it actually has consequences. Like it sounds strange that you
Yes.
take a book out of continuity and it has consequences, but that's exactly what it is. Because they can do whatever the fuck they want here other than say the word fuck because it's still a DC comic. And it's so refreshing to see, you know, Nightwing get rid of all this thing and become this sort of totalitarian sort of anti-superhero person. And you know, it's going to have ramifications inside this story, and all I have to do is buy this story and that's it. And you know, Kyle Higgins can tell a story he wants to tell in 6 issues and not be held back by editorial shit. So it's just concept-wise, it's so exciting.
I'm also just
reading
really
it.
happy Kyle Higgins is writing Dick Grayson again.
He
'cause
was his Nightwing run, right?
Yeah, his New 52 Nightwing run started out a little rough, but around like quarter to halfway through, it got really fucking good. And he has a really good grasp on Dick Grayson. I almost said he has a really good grasp spot. I'm not going to say that.
On Dick. Grasp on Dick is what he's going to say.
Yep, that's
folks.
what I was going to say.
You know, John, you already have
I
one
am
quote for this
nodding
episode.
solemnly.
How many do you want? Like
so many. I want all of the quotes. I want our Twitter page plastered with quotes from me. I almost made another joke there. Anyways, there's 2 things that Secret Empire does.
Are the 2 things balls? Because we're
Well-
on penis?
The 2 things there are 2 things that Secret Empire does that I think Kyle Higgins is smart to ignore, or to work around with Nightwing: The New Order. And one of them is the consequences thing, like Alex's point. To go back to Alex's point, because before the fucking event even started, they had established that it was just a cosmic cube ruse the whole time, and so like you knew that at the end the cosmic cube was just going to make everything go back to the way it was before. And I don't know, I haven't read the last issue. I probably won't even fucking bother, but I would put money on that being what happened. So nothing matters actually in that story because the characters probably won't even remember it at the end. And the other thing is that Secret Empire tried to be a social commentary, and it turns out any social commentary that you try to do at a big 2 company is going to be fucking toothless, which is exactly what happened to Secret Empire. And it ends up just like, I get what they're going for, but they don't have the room in a superhero comic published by Marvel to tell a good social commentary, because that is kind of the antithesis of a superhero comic in some ways. And rather than do that, Kyle Higgins makes this a very personal story that feels grounded from the first couple scenes. There's like no exposition. There's no real explanation of exactly what happened, except for the opening 2 pages where you see Dick kind of finishing off the superheroes in Metropolis, and then it immediately launches into the story that is largely about Dick Grayson and his son. It's not about the inner workings of this political machine that he's set up, right? It's not about the fascism, although that's definitely there. It's about a conflict between him and his son that is linked to the concept of the story, but is still ultimately more about their relationship than anything else. And the book is much stronger for it, in my opinion.
What I really like is that the conflict between the son and Dick Grayson it's not quite set up that way. Like the narration, the person commenting on the story, you don't know that it's Dick Grayson's son. It could be Dick Grayson.
No, it's his son.
It is, but I'm saying it's not explicit right away.
Oh, okay.
So you're just like, you think at first it might be Dick Grayson talking about his parents, formatting the way he's acting in the story. Like there's a reason for this change.
Right.
And then you find out it's not.
What you mean? Yeah.
And I think that's a really, really great bait and switch.
Mm-hmm.
It's clever, especially considering, like, I don't want to spoil the cliffhanger. But the way this book ends, I think, adds to that conflict. And in a way, it's also a coming of age story for his son, where his son is kind of becoming more aware of the world that Dick Grayson has built, that his father has built around him, and how it's actually kind of shitty, in some ways.
And I think that's a powerful thing about it's all about family, right? And how at a young age you sort of just accept what your family says, what your family does. But as you get more experience, as you learn new things, you might be like, whoa, what my dad or mom, what their values are, what they align with, that's not for me, right? And I think it's told wonderfully here, and it's told subtly. It's not in your face. It's not sort of trying to be like getting there, but it does the job.
Yeah. And I mean, art-wise, it's largely like DC House style, but there are a couple really breathtaking panels. There's the double-page spread of with Gotham City in the background that seems like it takes a lot of cues from the animated series, and that looks really good. I mean, the art is just it's good, but it's not like unique or anything, but it works.
I think that just quickly what really sort of got this story off like rolling for me was just seeing Superman. He's the most powerful hero, and just seeing him defeated, and he looks like he's dead. He's gonna die probably soon, and that's sort of
impaled.
Yeah, he's been impaled by a few things there. It looks like, and
Dick impaled him.
Yes, Dick impaled him, and
I'm sorry.
Just like in the first 2 pages, it sets it up like, oh my god, what he's done, it's hurting his friends, it's doing all that, and then it sort of just bam, it moves on. It's not focusing on it, which John you're talking about earlier, and it's great by putting that in the background. It kind of comes to the foreground in the reader's experience, because it's sort of like just talking about the whole family thing. That sort of comes to the like. For me, that's what I took away from it, even though it wasn't like right in your face.
Yeah, no, for sure.
And another thing is it's nice to see DC doing this. Like they got Mr. Miracle, which is a 12-issue series. They got this. They have a Wonder Woman meets Conan the Barbarian, completely out of continuity. Gail Simone's gonna write that.
I'm excited for that. And I mean, that's what I hope that these are the type of books that I want from DC, because I really like the characters in the universe, but I don't want to read the same stories about those characters, which is what I think Rebirth is largely doing, with a few exceptions. And so I'm glad that they're letting creators kind of tell these Elseworld stories. They're taking characters that we've known and loved for a long time out for a spin and telling stories with them that you wouldn't be able to tell in the mainline books. And, if that's what DC is going to do, if DC is going to put out books like The New Order and Mr. Miracle and The Wildstorm, and then their entire Young Animal line, I mean, that's really cool. And I'm glad that they're actually willing to take risks like that. And I my only hope is that they're willing to take risks on us outside of just telling new stories, but also trying to get new creators with different perspectives to write some of the existing characters as well. And I think that like I mean, I'd love to see those creators on the mainline books, but I would also love to see them kind of get to do their thing outside of continuity. So hopefully more of that from DC, please.
Yeah,
Yay.
for sure. It's nice. We've been mostly positive about DC, like I don't know, the last month or so.
Yeah, because we stopped reading the shitty books. Like if you want, we can do an episode where we go back. Where like 2 weeks from now, we can do an episode where we read all the DC books, and we'll be right back to being upset again.
Yeah, let's read it. No, it's not.
I don't want to do that.
Hey, what did you think about fucking fuck fucking redneck over here?
Oh,
I really book, right?
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Fucking vampires.
Donny Cates writes some real good vampires.
Donny Cates is great. I'm so glad he is a thing we are reading. I love him so much.
He's so good at everything he does, and I'm really excited for him to be writing Doctor Strange.
I think he's gonna do a good Doctor Strange. I don't give a fuck about Doctor Strange.
Mm-hmm.
Marvel failed at making me give a fuck about Doctor Strange.
I have still haven't seen the movie.
Donny Cates will do it though, because he's really good at the words.
Yes, he's good at the words.
I like him lots. So everyone, you should read Donny Cates' books. You should grab Redneck. You should grab God Country.
And Redneck is not necessarily like as smart or introspective as God Country was, but it's a really really
fun
good
though.
Story. It's certainly, well, parts of God Country are really fun, but yeah, this is certainly more. I don't want to say lighthearted because it's pretty dark, but it's certainly lighter fare than God Country was in terms of like the emotional gut punches and the philosophical wankery at times that book was capable of that I really enjoyed, and part of the reason I love that book. But Redneck is like a really good vampire story. It kind of ends there, but like Cates is just so good at writing dialogue. And
how many good vampire stories are there? Like not very many. Like right now, fucking none.
Right now, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I'm not in tune enough to know what the good vampire stories are right now.
Because they're probably all shit.
I mean, I'm sure there's some like underground stuff that's probably pretty good, like some super indie short story stuff.
But I also feel like vampires are sort of out right now. Like,
yeah,
when in the wake of Twilight, they were everywhere type thing, and now they've sort of been like, oh, let's move on to the next thing. And zombies are huge and all that, but it's Donny Cates is killing it. And yeah, like Doctor Strange,
cool stuff with vampires.
Can I just say that I'm still mad that iVampire got canceled?
Oh yeah, it's a great series.
Still upset.
My God.
It's been 4 years. Still mad.
Yeah. Hey, don't worry, Prez. I'll like on my deathbed.
Yeah, don't worry. Still mad about that too.
I feel like I'll just like rather than do that, I'll talk to the writer and be like, hey, so what was your idea? Can you sell it to me so I can read it?
And then they'll just write it.
Yeah, and I'd be like, yeah, brilliant. Yeah.
The other thing that Donny Cates does really well is he's really good at writing inner monologues in a way that feels necessary to the story and also unobtrusive. Because we spent a lot of time talking on this show and even in our written pieces about how inner monologue often feels clunky and overwritten and just generally poorly handled. But Cates has a way of making it of writing it in such a way that it feels integral to the story, and that's really cool. And I think that like there's some valuable lessons for a lot of creators to learn from reading a book that Donny Cates is writing. And I think that those lessons may be learned even maybe more visible when he starts writing a character. Not that Doctor Strange is like an A-lister, but like a character that with the name recognition of Doctor Strange.
He's got a fucking movie.
Yeah, he did. But like, also Daredevil got a TV show and 3 movies. 2 movies.
Yeah, it's true.
So, but I also feel that Doctor Strange isn't. He's recognizable, but he's not mainstream enough that he's held back by too much, like as much editorially. Like if Donny Cates was doing Captain America, I'd be like, well.
Well, he co-wrote an issue of Captain America with Nick Spencer.
Huh.
I didn't read it. I still feel bad about that, but I'm sure it was good. To a point. But yeah, no, I agree with that point that like Doctor Strange is the type of character not only that like he doesn't have the mainstream appeal, so there's less editorial restraints on him, but he's also a character that can get a little weird. And like Doctor Strange the people who are going to be reading a Doctor Strange book are kind of in on that contract, that they know that it can get a little trippy and out there, and I think that that's going to be the perfect place for Cates to kind of make his break at the big two. And man, it's really exciting because Marvel especially needs some new blood. Because Brian
Marvel
Michael
needs
Bendis,
books that aren't garbage.
Pun intended.
yeah, yeah. Oh God, I didn't.
So-
that wasn't intended, but hey, here we are.
Go Cates.
Yeah.
Go Cates.
What else do we got?
Just briefly, I really liked Lazarus Expo 66 number 2. It's like I didn't real. This series is actually more of an anthology series than I realized it was. I thought it was. I don't read solicits, so I thought it was just going to be sticking with the same cast. But it kind of jumps to different characters in that universe and tells another kind of side story that's touching in a way that I think like you guys probably would have liked this issue a lot less than the last one, because it does rely. It's more heavily reliant on having read Lazarus, like the main.
Oh
main
man,
book.
I'm glad I didn't read it.
Like I think
Yeah, it
you
worked
probably
out.
still would have liked it just because it's Greg Rucka, and turns out Greg Rucka's
I
good
really
at what
like
he
Greg
does.
Rucka. I don't
but-
feel like I want to read his offshoot
no.
Lazarus shit, so
Yeah.
I'm not gonna.
No, that's totally fair. You should totally read Lazarus though.
God, I got so many comics I gotta buy. I want to buy Rat
Deadly
Queens now
Class.
too.
Deadly Class is out next week. I read that issue.
Yes, I'm excited.
Yeah. No. So yeah, just that's pretty much all I have to say about that book. Also, briefly, I think Chad and I don't know if you read it, Alex, but Chad and I went back for the second issue of God, what is this book called?
Generation Gone.
No, Moonstruck.
Oh, Moonstruck.
I don't give a shit about Generation Gone. I did not.
Yeah,
go back
Generation
for the
Gone
second
fucking
issue of that.
sucked. So that one can. Yeah, fuck that book. Moonstruck was another. It's really good. It's not for me.
I'm actually interested to hear Alex's take on it, because I think when we talked about the first issue, it was just you and I don't have anything to say about it because I feel the same way.
It's so cute, but it's not My Little Pony, so I'm not gonna continue.
Well, I haven't read it because
Oh, okay.
Well, I
didn't know
wasn't
if you
there,
read
and
it or
then
not.
I didn't think. But I'm flipping through, and it's really cute, and I'm definitely gonna give it a read.
All right.
So
I
feel like it,
love
I'll
the
read the next
main
one.
couple, like the fact that we finally got the other chick in here. I do not know her name.
Yeah.
But she is that they're so adorable together. Like it's such a cute romance book, and I just don't read romance at all. So it's
Yeah.
out of left field.
So the last book, I think it's the last book, at least, Black Hammer number 12. Right? That's the last one.
And My Little
Yeah, I
Pony.
think so.
Oh, you guys can talk. I'll let you guys talk about that. I want to talk about Black Hammer because
Okay.
I feel like this is the best issue since it took a break.
Yeah.
Should we just talk about Black Hammer first?
Yeah,
we
yeah,
are talking about Black Hammer.
Okay, I wasn't sure.
Yeah, no, we're talking about Black Hammer.
Like I said so many words, like I got lost.
Oh, well, that's okay. It's the alcohol, Chad.
It really is. I've not stopped.
So the thing about this issue of Black Hammer is that we don't actually spend any time in the pocket dimension or alternate universe or whatever the hell on the farm.
This is a really good back issue.
It is.
Yeah.
It's like it delivers a lot of backstory in a way that doesn't feel like exposition heavy. And it opens on a scene like right after the conflict that resulted in like Gale and Abraham Slam and Black Hammer and all of them ending up on the farm, and it's this other superhero who wasn't involved in that conflict giving this speech, and it's so heartfelt. Like I got chills reading it in a way that like almost like my eyes got a little wet towards the end of it, because it's so powerful, the things that he's saying about them, and it's a speech that wouldn't work if we hadn't spent 11 issues with the other characters getting to know them. Because now like he's talking about those characters as the world knew them, and they're like he's talking about how like they're the best of humanity, and they were the best of this, not only the superhero community but all of us, and we've seen them like attempt suicide and just get like completely rejected, and Gale is like a total disaster, right? We've seen them just kind of completely broken down, And it's just this reminder that these characters that we've gotten to know and come to really, really like, I think, for the most part, there was so much more to them. There was a time when they were just when they were heroes, right? And we've kind of been told that, but this is the first time where I've ever felt like, yeah, like these were heroes in the way that like people in the DC universe look up to Superman. Um, and it's just really, really effective, especially with Black Hammer's daughter playing a pretty key role in that opening scene.
I feel like this issue is the it's what Black Hammer's daughter needed in the previous issues for us to care
Yeah.
about her in a way.
Mhm.
Like it does such a good job establishing her character, how she relates to Black Hammer and Black Hammer's friends, and what she's doing. She just showed up kind of out of the blue. You just go
Yep.
with it, and this is definitely the backstory she needed to establish her as this very, very important character to this cast that is now grown +1.
Yep.
Which makes me so happy because it shows that Jeff Lemire really has every part of this planned out, or at least he's really good at improvising. Like, and now reading in retrospect, like I'm definitely gonna buy the collection when it's out. Hopefully, it won't be too long. But we've talked about that before, and I think reading it again, like here, like going through meeting her for the first time, it's way more impactful now because we've got this issue.
Well, I mean, I've definitely talked on this show before about how I really want to like that character, but I haven't quite gotten her motivation. And so I totally agree with you. When I pick up that second trade and read it again, it's going to be like those issues are going to exist in a completely new light after reading this. That kind of is her origin story, for lack of a better term.
It's really ballsy to introduce her without an origin story. Wait quite a few issues and be like, "Here's why you should care about this character."
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, and
I really appreciate that as a storytelling mechanism because I think
Yep.
so many worse stories would be like, "Here's her origin story before we introduce her." And you're like, "Who the fuck
Yeah.
is this?" Whereas Lemire's like, "We're gonna jump her into this. She's now in the world with Gale and everyone else. She's just as stuck as them. You got to deal with it because she's got to deal with it." And now we get the reason why.
Yep.
Yeah, and I think it gives her a lot more credibility in because right now she's chasing the lead in the present day on like why, like what's up with this town that all the books are blank and all that, and the fact that we see this and we see that she somehow got from here, like she's got this can't like never say die attitude and she's resourceful, like the fact that she could get from here to their world, I think she can solve this mystery, and I think that's exciting that we're going to get, an ending, and I think that she's going to be a huge part of it. So just going forward, it's
I agree with that. I like that a lot.
Yeah.
and yeah,
No,
this issue really like what you guys have been saying. It elevates previous issues, all the while being a great issue on its own, which is like lovely. Is the word?
yeah. No.
Just
I
lovely.
mean, it's a joy to read this book, and I'm excited every time it comes out. It's the best superhero. It's the best superhero book out there.
It really is. It's a wonderful deconstruction of superheroes.
Yeah, and it's like right now. I mean, we had a bit of a period where the books we liked were ending or were on hiatus, and it was kind of like a gray patch. But now, like, there's so much good stuff coming out. I mean, with Donny Cates coming to Marvel, we might have a Marvel book that we all read and like, which is so exciting.
Which is so weird.
Yeah, it kind of feels a bit sacrilegious, but we'll cross that bridge when we get there, I guess.
So, do you guys want to talk about My Little Pony and then do some ice cream?
Yeah,
we can do that.
Yes. So I read this book on Chad's recommendation because I've been trying to get into it.
I feel like recommendations would be in quotes. I sent it to you and it was like, it's solid. I didn't be like, you have to read this. It's the best.
Oh yeah, no, but I mean, you've been trying to get me into My Little Pony because I think the first one I liked,
that I feel
there was
is
a bad
bullshit.
one.
I'm not one of those people.
No. Like you're reading it, and I'm like, oh, what's this? And you're like, oh, yeah, check it out, and because this is like probably the fourth attempt at. Because the first one I liked, the second one is kind of iffy, and I really like this issue.
It's really cute.
It is, and it was so cute all the way through, and then the ending, it hurt me. Like, friendship.
There was some betrayal.
There was, and I think this is the book that hit me emotionally the most this week, which is kind of surprising. But man, they were friends. They're gonna be fish buddies, and not fish buddies, cat buddies, eating fish. Man,
I've a very great many opinions on this story because reasons. I really really like this issue. I thought this is one of the better character issues for this property.
and are these characters that like have been around? Is this
No,
their first
this is the
introduction?
first time they're introduced. These characters are going to show up in the movie, and so that's why
Okay.
this exists. And I'm
Oh,
really nervous about the movie because I think the movie's going to be really busy. There's going to be so many characters, so many places they go, and no one's going to be established at all. And it's going to be look at all these set pieces to sell toys, which sucks because
yeah,
there's really going to be potentially great characters for this movie. Because this is number 3, and I've read the first 2, and the first 2 are solid, and this one's the best. But there's good characters in all of them.
man. All he needed was a friend, and I'm hurt. But yeah, this is the My Little Pony issue that I've enjoyed the most, and I was kind of confused because there was no ponies in it, and I don't really get that. But I guess you
And
know.
some people have reviewed this poorly because there's no ponies, which is stupid. Because it's better because there's no fucking ponies. Because I'm so fucking sick of the ponies.
Yeah, I can see that. I mean, yeah, but yeah, it's a cute book. If you like My Little Pony or like cats or like getting your heart ripped out, surprisingly, then check it out.
It's some of
And maybe the movie, who
the
knows?
best like visual storytelling for like the cats, like the characterization. Like for some reason the
Mhm.
ponies don't lend themselves to this level of emotion as far as visuals go. Like these cats are
Is it like the
yeah,
facial
like they're
features
so
or?
fucking expressive and it's adorable. I love it.
Mhm. Ugh, and the backstabbing. I can't talk about this book anymore, but I did like
The
it, so
funny thing about the backstabbing, because as a subhuman piece of shit that I am, I go on
yeah. Hey.
NeoGAF and there's the MLP thread and I comment there,
Oh
and most
no.
of the people are like, "Oh man, that fucking twist at the end was just so easy to see and it was so obligatory and it was dumb." And I'm just like, "How dare you?" I was so devastated because I didn't see it coming, and normally I'm
Me
really on
neither.
point with this series' bullshit.
Man, I expected it to be a happy story, and then they'd sail off into the sunset and they'd be going on a cool adventure, which would be the movie. But it's like, no, fuck you. I have abandonment issues, so I'm gonna abandon you before you can abandon me. I ruined the ending. I'm sorry. Oh,
It's really
man.
dark for MLP too, which is why I didn't expect it. Because
Ugh,
these are like
John.
a 7-year-old or younger property.
Yeah. But there's so many, I like the subtle comedy that's going on, and like after, he gets pushed out of the blimp or she gets pushed out of the blimp lands in like a foam rubber convention.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
Like
There's just a lot of really good
like just
background comedy in this.
yeah.
Meanwhile, Jean-Luc is
Two paws
shaking his
up.
head.
No, I'm reading a Bionicle comic.
Okay, so you are the
Wow.
worst person in this conversation. I'm so glad you took that. I was afraid me and Alex would have to share the blame. It's very nice of you, Jean-Luc. You fuck. I love you.
How dare you?
I bought you a video game tonight.
I know, I'm happy. We'll probably play that video game together once I install it. At any rate.
I
You better.
yes.
Well, not today.
So
Yeah, yeah.
we are. I okay. I forgot about the ice cream review thing.
I have ice cream if we have to do it. I can go get
So
some.
yeah. So Chad's gonna do it this week. I apologize. I've been moving into my new place and setting up my Bionicle shelf, my Bionicle display,
I like how you make it worse.
and
You just have one word you have
and
to say, and you make it worse, and you say it all the fucking
um
time.
and so so I've been like, it's been kind of a whirlwind, so I've completely forgot to. And Alex just deleted a tweet where he spelled Bionicle without the LE at the end. So
Shut up.
uh,
It's harder than it looks.
uh, and so I literally, I was at a CVS 45 minutes ago, and it's been more like 2 hours, but I was at a CVS like right before we started the show. Is the point?
I love this
And I could have
podcast.
bought ice cream there, and I could have reviewed the ice cream, but this week it's gonna have to be Chad that does that.
Okay,
So Chad,
I'm gonna go grab it.
take
I will
away.
be the fat fuck of this podcast. No offense. Give me 2 minutes.
We'll
All right,
vamp in the meantime.
2 minutes.
Are you fixing the? You fixed the tweet, Alex?
Yeah, I fixed the tweet. I did.
I'm gonna retweet this one too.
But yeah, so I guess I'll talk about Sonic Mania now.
Okay, yeah, go ahead. Talk
game.
about Sonic Mania.
So I never played a Sonic game before Sonic Mania, and it started off. I really liked the speed and the fast pace, and then the platforming. Fucking, I hated it, and I kept dying, and it made me so angry. But it was also visually a great game. The soundtrack was great. And so I ended up giving it a 75. But in my review, I said I never want to play this game again. So, yeah, it's weird. And then I was at EB Games and they had the collector's edition, and I considered buying it for some reason. It's some sort of weird Stockholm syndrome thing, I think, where I I feel like I gotta go fast, but my body can't take going fast, and it's just the way it is.
One of my friends sent me a message this morning. Where they said to me, I'm so sorry. Wait, where is it? Okay. I have a confession to make. I think I love Sonic Mania. I'm so sorry.
Oh no.
I still think a lot of it is bullshit.
I hope to God you are not talking about politics.
No, I wanted to, but Alex quickly derailed it with Sonic Mania talk.
Okay,
it's true.
I would have. I have things to say, especially this week.
Okay,
but hey.
So
I want to start by asking: did you ever go out and try the ice cream? Did either of you try the ice cream that I reviewed on last week's show?
I bought it, and then I told my brother he could have it, so he ate it, and he said it's really, really good.
It's quite good, yeah. All right, so what do we have this week?
So,
or Alex, did you?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I went to my local convenience store in Newfoundland, which isn't my local convenience store, but regardless, and they didn't have it. And then I went to another store, and they didn't have it. So I'm just kind of sad. But Chad, take it away.
I'm eating it right now. There's a sec.
Oh my god. Do you want to tell us what the flavor is and like the brand and such things?
Okay.
Chad, you have to eat the entire thing. No.
I fucked this up like
on
6
air.
ways. So, it's Ben & Jerry's, and the flavor is everything but the. So, according to the
everything but the what?
That's the dot.
Oh, okay.
So, according to the canister, it's a collision of chocolate, vanilla ice cream mixed with peanut butter cups, fudge covered toffee, white chocolate chunks, and fudge covered almonds. So it's sort of everything. Now,
sounds pretty good.
I had a problem getting this out, and so I flicked it and it landed on the floor, and I picked it up and ate it, which is that was the chewing you just heard. So I want everyone to just judge me harshly.
Good.
This is a live show. I do want to repeat.
No. This is the first time I've eaten this.
Are you still eating?
I took another fucking bite. What do you want from me? Oh, that was crunch. It's really good. The thing is, it's maybe a bit much. Because it's a lot of fucking flavors. It's got crunches, and it's got other crunches. I recommend it because it's ice cream. And ice cream is really good. But it's definitely a bit much. When they say it's everything but that, it's really everything but like the kitchen sink, which is the joke they're going for. I'm old enough to get that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I'm eating more.
What is your give us a score for it.
I really like the fucking peanuts in here. Like it's really sweet, and you get the salty in there. That's really good. Let's go 8 out of 10.
8 out of 10.
Yeah, go fucking buy this ice cream. It's really good.
You were thinking about buying comics, buy ice cream instead.
I mean, you could buy both.
Can buy both.
Unless you're poor.
Definitely.
What's it called? What's the brand?
Ben & Jerry's. What's Ben & Jerry's?
Everything but the everything but the ...
Ben & Jerry's is fucking expensive, by the way. I bought this on sale and it was still $4.50.
Yeah, I bought the Ben and Jerry's that I bought on sale I actually got for $3, and I felt lucky. It's cheaper actually. It was cheaper in Michigan than it is here in DC. So I don't know. I'll try it next week. I will. I promise I won't get Ben and Jerry's. I'll try something a different brand. So we'll keep this going, and hopefully, even if I forget,
there's a
Alex
toffee.
ice cream in their freezer. Oh, that's a good taste.
The toffee is great. Definitely, like I could go a little higher than what I just gave it. This is good. There's so many things in here that like some of it's like, this is just ice cream. Some of it's like, this is really fucking good ice cream.
Nice.
So what's your score now?
Same, but if you're drunk, go a point higher.
I'll give you I'll do 8.1.
That's fair. The fuck is?
Wow, and it's exactly 140 characters.
Goddamn
Lovely.
toffee, but holy shit.
Oh god. Okay. Well, now that we've gotten our final segment of the show out of the way, I think we're gonna call it.
Yeah.
We packed so much content into this show. We talked about a lot.
Don't forget to talk about the void.
I didn't talk about Avalon Con.
See, there's like things that we forgot. Why is it called Avalon Con and not Avacon?
Oh, I don't know.
I just want to eat
Talk
ice
to
cream
Newfoundland.
Like I said 2 weeks ago now, I guess we should just be writing about ice cream for a living. Last comment.
We're an hour 15.
It is.
Holy shit, this is a big ass like peanut butter cup chunk.
That's good. That's real good.
This is a 9 now. Fuck it. Go buy this. This is really good.
Okay. All right, I gotta change my review
Alex
now.
change his tweets.
I have to delete my tweet.
This is really good ice cream.
This is live.
Alex, next time you live tweet our show, you should, instead of just like updating the tweets as they happen, you should just have a chain of like of so that all of the original.
Oh sweet, I have bourbon left.
Oh, that's a good idea. I'll do that. But yeah, I guess I'll talk about Avalon Con next week because we're
We'll
pretty
talk about
packed
the
right
void
now.
next week.
All right.
And the new Boba Flex album, which you should go buy. It's great. Because it's Boba Flex.
New Queens of Stone Jump is also very good. But also next week there's quite a few comics to talk about too, so we'll.
I'm sorry, we're the worst.
We'll hopefully have time to pack as much talk as we can in. And so I guess we'll call the show here.
Oh yeah, and I mean, just if you like the show, check out our Twitter. At Comics Podcast.
Yeah,
we have fun polls like this one on August 24th where we said, "Are you a fan of hashtag Doomsday Clock or should hashtag Watchmen characters be left alone?" Then some more hashtags because we only have 12 followers right now, and gotta scrape. But just 43% of our voters are psyched for it.
Yeah, fuck all of you. Don't listen to this show anymore.
Okay.
John, how dare you? Our people.
We love you all. Please, feel free to tweet at us any questions, anything you can, recommend an ice cream for us to taste. We will do that.
Yeah, if you recommend an ice cream, we will do our best to see.
As long as it's under $20, because after that, I don't know what kind of ice cream you're doing.
Well, but unless it's like if it's over $20, but like a gigantic like tub, that's fine.
I'm gonna buy this.
Yeah,
just like
if it fills my bathtub, then we talk.
If you can fill my bathtub with ice cream, I will pay you $20.
Yep.
All right. Well then, I think
the Swift podcast.
Yeah, that's been the 64th episode of the Swift Dash podcast. Swiftly dashing through your ears.
Go Speed Racer. Go Speed Racer.
Okay, we're
Speed Racer. Go. No, down the line. No, Mach 5.
I'm hanging up on this call.